Well, Lids a 4-1 victory against Mickleover this afternoon. Just your thoughts on that one?
Brilliant. I think we had a slow start. Obviously, we conceded early and a sloppy goal, and it's something we mentioned in the dressing room. Game management and how we've conceded sloppy goals, not just recently but throughout the season. In terms of whether it be early doors or just on half time, as it was on Tuesday, or right at the end of the game. And lo and behold, we conceded early again, and just after that they had a really good chance as well with a header. And I think after that chance, it sort of kick-started us a little bit. And I think from the goal that we equalised with, we were in total control, and a unbelievable performance from the boys. And like I said, they looked composed, they looked in control, and some great goals, some scruffy goals as well, which I'm just as pleased about, because those are the type of goals that we've conceded a lot of this season, and those are the ones that don't seem to fall our way. But we've scored a couple of those tonight, and no, the commitment of the boys in terms of the running power, and the work ethic, and tackles that are flying in, I can't fault them. And like I said, to do it here and score 4 goals in front of the crowd who have turned out in the numbers today is brilliant for us.
Yeah, and after going behind after just 4 minutes, you're sort of probably thinking, here we go again, reminiscent of the early weeks of the season. But after it took a while to get going the game after that. But like you said, once we got that first goal, it did kind of feel as only one winner.
Yeah, and the credit to the lads, they didn't get themselves down. Heads could have dropped quite easily, and then here we go again type of scenario. But no, they kept probing, and we started passing the ball and getting our key players on the ball in attacking areas. And no, it was a great goal to equalise. Hazzy and following in with a little volley there, and it's like I said, it set us well on our way. And from then on, we look very confident and created numerous opportunities, and scored 4 good goals on the end.
Yeah, and just on Aaron Haswell, again, he's one of those players that wherever you play, you always know he's going to give 110%. Playing that midfield role today, and good to see him get that first goal, because he's one of those players you think that sort of deserves it just because of what he gives to the side.
Yeah, he's brilliant, and I love him to bits. He gives you everything, and he that type of performance is typical Haswell. And since I've come in the door, especially, and he's played every game for me, I think, more or less. So he's a big player for us. He gives us energy, especially when he's in the middle of the park. But like you said, if need be, he can also fill out in other positions, and fill in other positions. And he doesn't look out of place in doing so.
Yeah, and then the second goal from Stephen Walker, that was the man in form at the moment. I finished there that really, he's just sort of taking a gamble on a keeper, powering into his path, and really showing that he's a proper striker out there.
Yeah, a little tap in from back post, but from good play before it, and those are the type of goals that strikers live by. And he's got those spectacular goals in him, of course he has, but he'll be just as happy scoring those tap-ins. And like I said, it gave us a lead in the game, and it was a big goal just before half time. Thankfully we obviously got another one with the penalty just before half time, but no, he's obviously come off the back of that with a little niggle, so we'll keep an eye on that. But no, he's hopefully going to be okay.
Yeah, and I suppose that is the key thing with Steno, and hoping that injury isn't anything too major. I suppose good in a way you've got a full week to prepare for the next match now, but at the same time, that'd be a real blow, especially when you consider you've got Jake Charles out as well.
Of course, we're light in numbers at the top end. I know we've brought Alf in, and he's there to fill in if and when needed. But no, I think you can't take risks with hamstrings like that. It's a cold day. He's obviously felt a little twinge, and he had one earlier on the season, and he was silly enough in his own words to carry on in training when he did feel that, and made it worse at the time. So we were quite cautious with it, and decided to with being a couple of goals up, and with seeing him limping around to get him off as quick as possible. And hopefully we've caught it in time, whether it be okay in a couple of days time, or whether it needs a week or 10 days to heal. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, and then obviously going to the second half with that 2-goal cushion, which kind of felt key because there was a bit of pressure that we did put on Mickleover towards the end of that first half. But you could see straight away from the off in the second that they certainly were going to sit back on that lead and try and really push on for more as well.
Yeah, that was the message. We don't want to sit back on leads, and whether we be 1 goal up or 2 goals up like we were. It was important. We continued to press, continued to try and score the next goal. Essentially, that next goal was always going to be huge, and thankfully we got it in the end. And no, like I said, we ran out the game well.
Yeah, and it was Frankie Whelan, the scorer of that fourth goal there, and was a defender is his trade at the end of the day. But a close red header from there, well worked set piece, which again we saw last week at Baseford how we started really sort of positive from those situations. But Frankie's performance overall really was outstanding yet again.
Yeah, the type of goals, like I said, we haven't scored all season. Even I go back to the penalty situation, Nate. Just a hopeful ball into the cross, into the box. Sorry, and same old, just being a nuisance in there, and it leads to a penalty. And Frankie's was the same. It was I think it came off a corner, didn't it? We a little ricochet here and there, and Frankie's just at the back post to nod it in. And like I say, overall he's been terrific. I think in the system we're playing at the moment, it sort of suits him. I've played in a very similar position throughout my career, and it sort of benefited my game a lot. And I've told Frankie the same thing. He can really bring him on, and he's proved that today in his performance. Not only today, but he's proved especially over the time I've been here and managed him. He's a big player for us in that position, and a lot of our play comes through Frankie.
Yeah, no, I'd like to think that performance can be real confidence. We're going into that game at Hyde next week, which again is going to be a tough match. But we saw, on Tuesday night, yes, we lost, but glimpses of what we can do against those sides around the playoff spots.
Yeah, it's the league, isn't it? It's finding that consistency, and the first message I gave them, during my team talk before today was wanting a reaction, and we showed a good reaction after the Gainsborough defeat and going to Basford and getting a result there, and we needed it today on the back of Worksop, and they've delivered, and they've quite easily could have folded. There's been many times this season where we've gone on 3, 4 and 5 losses even. But no, they've showed good character there in getting the win, and like I said, it was very comfortable on the day. And we'll go to Hyde, another tough place, another artificial surface, which I think will suit us. And we'll go there full of confidence on the back of another good victory.
Yeah, and just on the team selection for that one as well, there'll be at least one enforced change that we know of. Connor Smith missing out through suspension next week, so I'm sure that's an area you'll be sort of trying to think about what you can do with that this week.
Yeah, we'll look at it. I've been looking at it, ever since last week when he's got that suspension. We knew he'd be available today, and we knew he wouldn't be available next week. And no, we're planning well with it, and I'm hoping I can have another body or two in the door for that Hyde game, and that area is certainly one that we'll be looking at for sure.
Thank you, Lids.
Thank you.